Yeah, I'm ready.
People who don't know you yet, can you please introduce yourself?
My name is Mary Gipson.
All right, and what got you into singing?
Um, I would say when I was a kid, like when I was like 5 years old, those Disney movies, whenever the princesses would sing, I would just sing along. And that was like the first experience of singing.
Yeah, Pocahontas or Cinderella?
Pocahontas all day.
Make sure I have the
Unless it's
Pocahontas.
Brandy, unless it's the Brandy Cinderella.
All right, I got you. So, what would describe your singing style?
My singing style would definitely be old school R&B versus new school R&B.
Yeah, what kind of legends do you follow in music that you feel that you can follow in their footsteps and you'll reach the level that you're trying to get to?
I would say Beyonce or Alicia Keys.
So let's get right into it. Let's talk about your new project that's coming out. First song's called Therapy.
Yes.
Now let's talk about the process of that song. Did you write it yourself, and how did the production come along? Things of that nature.
So I did write it with myself, but I did have some influences in the studio with me, kind of putting their 2 cents in here and there. I actually wrote it like a couple years ago, and one of the people in the studio with me was someone by the name of King Cyrus. So he kind of like threw some 10 cent, his little 2 cents in here and there, but for the most part, I definitely wrote that all by myself.
All right. Now that song Therapy is a very interesting song. Is that for somebody?
Um, I feel like every song that I make is for somebody. Um, I feel like making music, you can't just make music without experience. So whatever I do is definitely about someone in my life, for sure.
Now, Words on the Streets, that visual to the Therapy song has a very provocative video to it.
Yes,
Can
it
you go into
does.
details? Because by the time this come out, the world should be able to see it also.
It does. It's got a twist to it for sure. Um, and I feel like it's going to reach a wide audience, gay, straight, and in between.
All right. So, now, is there an album accompanying this single?
I'm going to be releasing singles. I am not releasing an album yet, but I do have an album that I made when I was like 18, 19 years old. It's self-titled called Mary Gipson. And that was one of my first albums, but this is not an album. This is just singles and visuals and treats for all of my listeners and followers.
Mhm. So, when Therapy blows up, are you think you're going to feel the pressure that you have to drop an album?
Of course. I'll definitely be ready to drop an album by then, for sure.
All right. Now, when everybody's in the bedroom listening to Therapy and the song's over, what's next? The next Mary Gibson track that's popping up.
So this next Mary Gibson track it's a bop for sure. It's gonna be something that you can play in the club, something you can play on the way to the club, and it's got some really cool undertones. So it's gonna be more upbeat rather than the smooth, mellow vibes of Therapy.
All right. Now, you've been doing pretty good by yourself a lot in the music business, but it seems that you also have a partner in crime that's there along with you. So, are you actually in a musical group?
Yeah, I'm in a band called Soul Babe. I created this band over a year ago, and that was simply to um, gig around, get more experience in the live aspect of music, not just, in the studio. So yeah, yep, I have a live band, but I also play with other musicians as well.
All right. That's awesome. Now, is there any projects in the works between you two? Between you and
Not yet. We still have to get a grasp on our band because it's not easy keeping 6 people happy. So, and it's not easy keeping everybody on the same page. So we're kind of getting a grasp of Soul Babe, what that means, getting the musicians dedicated. So yeah.
You know what? That's very interesting talking about having a band because you're probably one of the very, very few artists that actually perform with a live band. How did that come to conception?
So about 3 years ago, I was at the Last Resort the old Effins in Smithfield. And I saw a live band there, they were performing, and he jumped off stage and he was singing Brick House. And he, for some reason, was giving the mic to people and having them sing. And I was sitting like in the front and he gave me the mic and I sang and he was like, oh my gosh, she can sing. And then, and this was after I moved back from California and I was kind of not really working on my music. So I love to network. So after he gave me the mic and realized that I could sing afterwards, I gave him my email, gave him my Facebook, and he reached out to me the following year and asked if I was looking for any work. And that's when I started gigging with an actual live band. I wasn't by any means the star of this band. I was pretty much kind of like, a supporting act to this band. And that's what started that. And then they ended up breaking up because it was an older band. They ended up breaking up and I ended up just saying, taking the drummer and the bassist and saying, let's start a new band. I don't want to stop. And then that's where Soul Babe came about.
All right. Now, what's your plan to reach a larger audience? Are you planning to do like a tour with this new single and the songs that you have available? Plus, you do have a band, so I know the world could be waiting for that.
Yeah, I definitely do. And it's hard because I do everything on my own. And that's what a lot of people don't really notice or see is everything that I do is self-motivated. I don't have a job. I don't have a 9-to-5. I do everything self-motivated. So everything that you see is me. So with that being said, I'm looking for a team because with a team you have that support and you're able to make those moves as a collective. So I definitely plan on breaking into Boston, New York. I have some connections out in LA. I have some family out in Atlanta, and in the Bay Area. So I'm gonna be making my rounds for sure, definitely. So be on the lookout for that. I just have to find a plan,
All right, that sounds good. I can't wait for that. Also, who is Mary Gipson outside of music?
Mary Gipson is 100% transparent. I am who I am. You get what you get. I love hard. I'm a goofball. I do anything and everything to make you laugh, to make you smile, and you will never not guess how I'm feeling. You'll always know whether it's if I really fuck with you, like you're gonna know that. Like I will make sure I let you know, and I just feel like I'm a genuine person, and I'm doing this all organically, and I feel like that is the best way. Because when you're organic and when you're genuine, people genuinely fuck with you.
All right. Now, where can your new fans find you?
My new fans, where can they find me? On Instagram, on Facebook. You guys can follow me at Mary Gipson TV on Instagram, and on Facebook, it's Mary Gipson. My new single is on all streaming platforms. You can find that on Tidal, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, all of that good stuff. I'm also on Twitter too, so I be thinking I'm funny on Twitter. So that's also Mary Gipson TV. Yeah, I should be having a website coming out soon, very soon, sooner than later. So yeah.
All right. Now here's the hardest question of the night.
Uh-oh.
Give your shout outs.
My shout outs?
Shout outs.
I have to shout out my mom, for sure. My mom is my #1 fan, and if without her, I don't know where I would be right now. And definitely my family. I have a huge family. Shout out to the Franchise Report crew, because y'all definitely put me on a whole new level. Yeah, shout out to all of the artists in Rhode Island. Shout out to y'all, okay? For real. And I mean artists in all varieties, whether you're a visual artist, whether you're a photographer like M. Duran, whether you're a videographer, whether you're a dancer. Any of you artists out there, shout out to y'all, okay? Because it takes a lot to put your heart and soul out on the line for everybody to see and for everybody to criticize. So shout out to y'all for sure.